Well, hey fans, welcome back to another streaming review, and today we're talking about Blue Eye Samurai. So, Blue Eye Samurai is a Netflix original anime. It's created by the husband and wife team of Amber Noizumi and Michael Green, and it follows this half-white, half-Japanese samurai, a woman named Mizu. Mizu means water, blue eyes. So what she's doing, her mother, before she was born, was raped by these four English white men who came to Japan, and they're there illegally, and she is the child of that rape. And since she has blue eyes, she has to be hidden, or else people will know that she's basically like a half-breed or whatever. So her mother keeps her hidden for most of her youth, pretends that she is a boy, because actually going back, she was supposed to be murdered as an infant. Those were the orders. So somebody unfortunately discovers who she is. She gets separated from her mother, and she ends up being raised by this sword maker who teaches her how to make swords. While she is living with this guy and training to make swords, she trains herself to become a samurai. She makes a sword out of meteorite, and it is a beautiful looking sword. And then she goes on this journey of revenge to find the four white men who raped her mother, one of them being her father, so she can kill them all. So you basically, the story starts with her as an adult pretending to be a man. She wears these yellow tinted sunglasses to hide her eyes, and she's already killed one of the men. She's looking for the other three, and she's basically going around from village to village getting tips on, where these white men may be. And this anime is amazing. It is amazing. It is superb. It is just one of the best cartoons I've seen in a while. And just to knock this out in the beginning, to give it a score, I'm gonna give it a superb 5 out of 5. This is one of the best things Netflix has ever done, live action or animated. The fight choreography is fantastic. The character development is fantastic. And not just, with Mizu, who I'm pretty much gonna spend most of this review talking about how great Mizu is, but she has like this companion. He was born with no hands, and he provides a lot of the comedy for the show, and he actually develops as a character throughout. She has this childhood enemy named Taigen, who is embarrassed by her in the beginning, and he actually goes on this arc of growth throughout the story. Actually, him and Mizu together, and I'm not going to spoil like their arc, but the way their friendship grows, kind of like a Goku and Vegeta type situation, a friendly rivalry. I really enjoyed that. There's this princess who's portrayed by Brenda Song, Princess Akemi. She starts as kind of like a background character. You don't really think she's going to play much in the story. But by the time you get to like the end of this season, she has grown to such a strong character in her own right. She has like this whole thing going on between like her father and these marriages that really plays off well. And like I said, there's just so many great characters in this show, but mainly Mizu. Mizu is one of the best written characters I have seen in a long time. And she's this strong, independent, great fighter, great swordswoman, and you just think so well of her. And then there's an episode that comes where there's a flashback to her life when she first started her journey. And in the beginning, she basically like fails. She failed, and you're like, oh wow, how does she get from there to there? And they fill in that entire gap where she's reunited with who she thinks is her mother, and she goes on this whole journey. Basically, her mother marries her off to this rich guy, and she's trying to be a good wife to this rich guy who's like, so I forget, something happened with him and the emperor, but and then they grow closer, and then there's this betrayal of Mizu, and she's not sure who does it, if it's her mother who betrayed her or her husband. And I thought it was one of like the best episodes of television I've ever seen. The way that episode ends, you don't actually know who betrayed her. By the end of the episode, you're like, you think it's this person, but it could have easily have been this person. And I thought it was great. And I thought it would have been great. Like if the season ended and you never find out who betrayed her, it would have been fine. It would have been great, a little bit of what's it called? A Rashomon situation where no matter who betrayed her, it was wrong and she needed to get out of that situation. But if you watch the season and you listen very closely, you find out actually which one between her mother and her husband who betrayed her. One of the villains of the show actually tells her like, yeah, I heard what happened. It was so-and-so. And I was like, oh wow, so that even it makes it even better. It's like, oh, so and so really did it. And like I said, I don't want to spoil it here for you, but it is great. And that actually is told to her by Abijah Fowler. And he's a great villain. He's funny. He has this evil scheme. He's really like this overlord. He's kind of like pulling the strings here and there. And it's going to be her relationship with him. And by the way, Abijah could be, she doesn't know who her dad is. This is like the Edo period of Japan. They don't have tests to tell you who your father is. All she can go off of is, you know, she's taller than your average Japanese woman and she has blue eyes. So those are the only things she can go off of. But Abijah could very well be her father. The first guy she killed could have been her father, but she's just basically getting revenge. She's really not interested in finding out who her blood father is. But I really cannot wait until the second season. They need to get it to me ASAP. I'm hungry for it. I highly recommend that if you like anime, if you like Japanese samurai, and if you're of age, because this is a very, very adult show. It is not for young kids. You should definitely check this out. It is amazing. It is just a great story through and through. Like, I kind of want to watch it again just to see how... just to see if there's things that I missed the first time around that I didn't catch. And just to say this, Mizu is now in my top 3 samurai. I'm not sure what number she's at, but she's in my top 3 samurai. Afro Samurai, Samurai Jack, and Mizu, the Blue-Eyed Samurai. Those are my top 3 samurai, hands down. And it only took 1 season of a show for her to join it. That's how good it is. So definitely check this out. I can't wait for Netflix to drop the second season. And yeah, it is just great. The animation is great. It does have that 3D type animation like the Dragon Prince that, you know, Netflix has been doing lately. It's not like the cell shaded 2D stuff, but it's still fine. It is a great show. Everything looks great. Everything flows very smoothly. Not too many episodes, but like I said, like when I watch it, like I said, I'm gonna watch 1 tonight. No, you know, I'm gonna watch 2. You know, I'm gonna watch 3. I had to make myself stop at 3 and go to bed so I could watch the rest. That's how much I like this show, and that's how much you will if you're into this kind of stuff. I'd like to thank you guys again for joining me for this streaming review. You can watch the full review on YouTube and the website, flipfrogllc.com/flixfrog. Remember, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Reddit. And please, pretty please, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'll be seeing you.